Hey gardeners, Amy here with Garden Up, and today we're going to be seeding this test plot with 4 different lawn alternatives. So a few weeks ago I posted a video ranting and monologuing about how much I hate grass lawns and what a waste of resources and water and time and all of those things lawns are, and just how completely obsessed we are with them as Americans, and how it needs to change. We need to have a shift in what we do with our landscapes. Otherwise, we're going to just keep wasting water and not helping our planet at all. So what I want to do today is experiment with a few different lawn alternatives and a few different sowing methods. So this section of my yard here is completely xeric. I haven't watered it in probably 2 years, at least not regularly. So everything that is here has grown with just the water that nature gave us, okay? Rainwater, and I might have spot watered my xeric bed over here just to keep the plants alive, but I just don't care about the grass on this side. The grass that's on my side of the property line that's green is because my neighbor's sprinklers overshoot a little bit, and you know, it's fine with me, whatever. But what I'm gonna do with this is section off some different plots. We're gonna try 3 different sowing methods. First, I'm going to remove the sod completely. We've actually got a sod cutter that we were working with some other clients, taking out sod for various reasons. So I have it already. I'm gonna use it here real quick, take out this section, and then we're gonna seed on bare dirt. The next section, I'm going to aerate it. I don't have an aerator, and I'm not gonna rent one just for this, so I'm gonna use a garden fork to just punch holes. Okay, it's about the same thing. Then, the last section, I'm just gonna rake it and sow directly over the existing grass. Hopefully they grow and establish before it gets really cold. It is the last week of September, and it's technically too late to be doing this, but bottom line, I haven't had time. I've been too busy taking care of my clients to worry about my own yards. You want to sow these seeds at least 6 weeks before the last frost date in your area, but in Spokane this year, 6 weeks before the last frost date was still 100 degrees. So we have a very small window of when it's actually the right time to sow seeds. So pretty much the last week of August and the first week of September is your golden time for seed sowing. So just bear that in mind. You can also do it in the spring, but again, you want to wait until after it's mostly done frosting, but before it's going to get really hot for the summer. So timing is really important. You'll want to know the weather in your area before you start sowing seeds. So the lines that are on the dirt aren't going to stay there very well. I'm probably going to need to do something a little more permanent, or we'll just wait and see the seed come up. You'll be able to see the difference. Let's spread some seed. Okay, at long last, seeds. So I have 4 different kinds of seeds here. I'm really excited about this. So I've got micro clover seed. This is from Hancock Seed Company. It is pelleted, which means it's got a coating that's supposed to help keep it from getting infected or getting bacterial diseases, fungal diseases. It's supposed to protect it from all kinds of pathogens and whatnot. So I have a 5-pound bag of seed here. This is not all for this. This is mostly for clients, but I'm just gonna use a little handful of it in this area. I'm gonna put links to all of these seeds down below so that you can find where I purchased all of these things. So look for that in the description. Okay, so that's micro clover, and that's in the first section that's gonna be over by the flower bed. Okay, and the next one is gonna be the dry land mix, which this all came from nicholsgardennursery.com, okay? So the dry land mix comes like this, okay? It's got a pack of grass seed and then a pack of flower seeds, and you're supposed to mix them together. At least I assume it comes with both. The sample came with both. So you're supposed to mix the 2 together and sprinkle that. It has strawberry and Dutch white clover, wild English daisies, Roman chamomile, yarrow, and baby blue eyes. It also says that the Dutch white clover and strawberry clover are coated with an inoculant. So we're going to mix these together and put it in the second section right over here. The next one is going to be crimson clover, which also came from Nichols Garden Nursery. Came like this. cover crop, crimson clover. Yeah, so it tells you to till it under because it's intended as a cover crop, but there's no reason you couldn't use this as a lawn alternative. It does get a little taller than your typical lawn, but again, mow it, right? That's what this experiment's about. I want to see if this would make a good lawn alternative. So that's number 3. And lastly, we have Dutch white clover, which I didn't buy these personally. One of my assistants did, and she wants me to use some of it for this experiment. So she offered to give me a little bit of it. So this one was purchased at our local store, Northwest Seed and Pet. This is just pure white Dutch clover seed. I don't think it's inoculated with anything. This one was purchased online and it is inoculated. So these two, I'll probably just use both. I'm not sure if there's going to be any difference, but I'm going to put them in this 4th section. And this 5th little 1 foot wide section, that's the Be Nice to Your Neighbors strip, okay? That's an experiment to see how much this stuff creeps. I want to make sure it stays where I put it and not get all up into my neighbor's business. So that's what that strip's for. I'm not going to plant anything there. We're going to see how far it moves on its own. Okay, ready? Let's go. So if you've got a big area, totally get a broadcast spreader. But for this, it wouldn't work. It would spread it too far. So I'm just going to use my hands. Next up, so for this one, since it's just a little sample, I'm going to use this bigger bag. Little bag of seeds, it's so cute. I'm going to take the grass seed, pour it into the bigger bag. I'm going to take the dryland mix seed, pour that into the big bag. Close this up. I'm going to shake it. Okay, here's what it's looking like now. You can, I don't know how well you can see this, but there are little other seeds mixed in well with the grass seed. Okay, and so that's what I'm going to sprinkle in the 2nd strip. Next up is crimson clover. Quite a lot bigger than the other ones. These. Sprinkle these in the 3rd section. Last one is the Dutch white clover. These are tiny, tiny seeds. I put the inoculated ones on the inside closest to the house. Now I'm going to put the non-inoculated ones on the far side. So all the seeds are down. Next is watering. It's normally an absolute pain in the neck for me to get water onto this side of the house. It's so far away from both of my faucets. So in order to compensate for that and make it so that I'll still water it every day, I'm going to rig up a sprinkler and a hose on its own quick connector. So all I have to do is plug it in from the back, from the faucet in the back, and set the timer and run it. And I'll want to water. It's really cool right now, but I'm still going to water twice a day for only about 10 minutes. It doesn't take a lot. This is seeds. You only need to keep the top little bit of soil wet. I don't need to water all the way down like I was planting perennials. So I'm going to water this about 10 minutes, a couple times a day if I can remember that much. I don't have an actual timer or I would use it for this. Lastly, it is October 6th by the time I finally got this down. Our guaranteed frost date is October 25th. Most likely we will get frost by the 15th, and honestly it was supposed to freeze last night and it didn't, so I'm really pushing the clock here with this. So I had another idea for a second part of this experiment. I'm going to get some kind of floating row cover and put it over half of each section so that I can compare what happens if I extend the season a little bit with floating row cover versus if I don't. Why not? It's an experiment, right? Okay, I'm gonna go set up the sprinkler. So I have a broadcast spreader, which I'm gonna set to pretty narrow. This one's kind of busted, it's really old, so I wasn't gonna use this for anything anyway. So it's just gonna live out here from now on. And then I have an extra grow hose, which again, this one's also pretty old, so I wasn't using it for anything anymore. But they both are already equipped with quick connectors. So I'm going to just slide that onto there. And then I'm going to put this in the backyard where it's easy for me to hook up to my other hose that I already have back there, and then I'll just run it twice a day. That spot got a little bit drowned, but there's the micro clover. There you go. There, you can see it. So one last update before I sign off on this experiment for the year. Last night it's starting to get really cold. We had frost this morning and I knew it was coming, so I put down this frost blanket. Couple things about this. So here's the tag for it. What it does is it allows water and light to get through, but it keeps the frost from touching your plants. And so what I'm trying to see, I don't know, it's an experiment. Again, I don't know what's actually going to happen here, is if I can keep the frost off of the seeds long enough for them to germinate. Honestly, I think I'm still a little bit too late with this, and I might be causing more damage. I might be doing more harm than good, because if I allow the seeds to germinate right before winter, they're still not going to be established before winter. So, but I'm trying to see if I can extend the season just a little bit, but I still think I'm a little too late. Anyway, the point of this was to let light and water through without letting the frost through, and see if stuff will still grow. If not, I will re-sow this next spring and try again, and we'll see what happens then. But, you know, I will take video and pictures throughout the winter and have a video in the spring of what happened, and so we'll at least get to see the results of this experiment. And if this one fails, I'll try again, because that's what science is about, right? Anyway, thanks for watching this, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember to hit like and subscribe and all this stuff so you can follow me in the future and see the results of this experiment. And in the meantime, have a great winter. I will keep posting all year, so keep watching. I will see you in the garden.